Well, how's it going, everyone? We're back on the Black Pyramid. Today we're going to be touching up some of the playing field. I got started on some of it. I wanted to show you what I'm doing. And I noticed when I did the last video, I forgot to show you what the side art looks like on this machine. As you can see, the side art is really in good shape. So is the back side art. Can't see it here because I got the Pepsi cooler sitting there. And this side, you can see the side art is really in good shape. Now the head unit, yeah, we got some scuffs in that on the decal, but this side's about the worst of it all. But I started up top, started with my black so I could at least get that in. And I started doing a little bit, I just had a little bit of touch up to do up in here. Did around my inserts here and in front of the moving target. Got that done, and I wanted to show you that where I'm working at now is right around these little arrows. You can see I did these two, and then I'll work my way over and then up the arrows. Got some more arrows here in front of that light bulb. Really time consuming touching up, but it's well worth it in the end when you're done. But that's where we're at right at the moment. And I think today, after I get the top part of this touched up, I'm still waiting on stuff for down below. I'm gonna get all these plastic posts cleaned up. I'll work on that today too. So maybe I can get some stuff done on this, depending on how busy I am here in the store. As you can see, like I said, I started doing a couple of them, and I thought I'd do a little video to show you what I'm doing. Still got to get around all these. I'm no Rembrandt, that's for sure. As you can see, I kind of got a little goof right in here and right in front of the target. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect. That's not what I'm going for. I just want it very presentable and very playable is all as I want. So with the magic of video, when you come back, or when I come back, I'll show you what else I got done. Okay, got all the black done. I was able to do a little bit down in here, but like I said, I'm no Rembrandt, but I did get her touched up and got the red done and the scarab. Not real happy with the match here, but yeah, that's the way it's gonna have to be. Got these all touched up, got my arrows touched up, got these little arrows pointing, or triangles, got them all touched up. Circle, like 2 million. A couple of those didn't turn out quite as good as I wanted them to, but it'll live. It's not going to be perfect. So next, I'm going to work on the plastics while I'm waiting on the other stuff I need. And so we'll go over to my workbench over there, and I'll show you how I'm fixing the plastics. All right, let's see what we can do with these plastics. See, they're kind of, after so many people taking these on and off and then keep tightening these up, we get that little bend in them. We had a couple of them that was really bad. And I'll show you what we do here. And take my heat gun from my rework station, and we'll just kind of heat him up right around in there. Close him back up.
No, I don't think so in this case. He didn't know his actual parents. His parents died when he was young.
Yeah. Straighten them right out, and you can see we got kind of a bend in it here. So you put the screws in, it's going to be all humped up here. We actually want it bent back the other way. So when you put the screws in, it pulls it down. Let that cool off a bit. Gotta watch that heat gun's set hot enough to melt solder. And actually, we want it kind of bent the other way a little bit, so when we do put the screws in, it holds it down flat. Same thing, you can see that somebody's tightened down the screws too much and spread that open.
It is a nice day, it really is. It may be a little chilly, but it's nice out.
Said you can do this, but I'm gonna really be careful, because if you're using a rework station like I am, you can turn the heat down, but if you don't, you just have to be really careful as to how much you heat it up. Cool off a bit, and then she'll stay right there. See, same thing, we got this one that's put a screw here and here, and then it's all humped up in the middle. So actually we want it to be reversed, so when you put the screws in, it holds it down flat. But the warping is just from age and the plastic drying out, and it starts giving you a banana. There. That way now when you put the two screws in, it'll hold it down flat. You know, if you don't want to spend the money, or if the machine's not worth spending the money on new plastics, most of them are good, and there's no sense in buying new ones if you just can fix them up a little bit. There. Now when you put the screws back in, don't put them down so tight. It's not like there's any stress on them.
Yeah, yeah, the deadline that has to be done. Weather's gonna be an issue too.
It's better. I got one here that's really warped up. That one, what we need to do with that, since we have screws to hold it down, is we just need to get it a reverse bend on it.
My daughter loved when they had a show on last night, overcast, they had a concert. And they showed the new trailer. The new
Who's in it?
John, no, he ain't in it.
Good.
John Cena is in it. But he's the bad guy though. He's the bad guy in this one. He is Dominic's brother in this movie. He's an asshole idiot. But the one, you probably, oh that's right, you haven't seen this. No, he's not in it. I'm ready for this one. Brian died. And Brian, no,
He's the bad.
yeah. Paul Walker. Okay, well he had that would be Dominic's sister, he was with in the movie. And had a baby.
Not too bad.
But they're back in this one. They did away with them when he died.
He's down, put the screws in.
They're all back.
It's going to hold it down a hell of a lot flatter than what it was.
Snake's not in it.
So that's how I fix plastics for the pinball machine, and
Well, he was in a couple of them.
oh, I don't know what we're going to do next. I did get all the plastic posts cleaned up for the machine. Get you off the tripod. Got them all cleaned up, got all the wax off of them. And so that'd make that look a lot nicer. Did some painting. So until next time, we may have to start working on some electronics. Start getting into that scoreboard and that, and see what.
Yeah, he's one of the main ones. That's for
See if we can get it going. All right, here's the plan. I started working a little bit right here. To level this out, what I'm going to do is I take my X-Acto knife and I cut right down through it so I can get under it, and then I'm going to use a little syringe with glue, and then I will shoot it underneath the laminate and then weight it down and see how level we can get it. This is just going to be a test spot right through here. I want to see how it's going to work for me before I get too involved doing the whole thing. Figured right over here is not too bad. There's not, so we'll give it a try. Let me get you set up on the tripod, and then we'll get to it. All right, got you all set up. Like I said, I cut down through here. Down through the laminate. Now I can get under it, lift it up a little bit, and get my syringe under. Now, I can force that glue. And let that sit for about an hour, and I'll let it sit for an hour. For you, we'll be right back. Okay, I had to change my weight around and get it sitting a little more weight right down on top of it, but I've been sitting for about a half an hour now, and it is a lot leveler. See if I can get a good glare on it. And I'll be able to touch that up with paint. Come on, focus up on there. That's going to work out really well. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but I am going to get it a lot smoother than what it was. Now I'm going to work on, I have a real bad one right here, right by the special. If I can get the light to glare on it just right, you can see how high that one is. Let me get around to the other side. But anyway, that's the one I'm working on now. That's the one I'll do now and see what, and get that one done. And then I'll do some of these other ones, and then I'll come back and show you my progress. Okay, I got the worst of them down. I had some really bad ones here that were really sticking up high. And I got them all glued down the way I want it. Now it's not too awful bad. It's still a little lumpy, but you're not going to be able to get it much better than what it is. If you didn't see it earlier, what I did was I took these areas here and cut them right down the crack, lifted it up, and took my little syringe and shot glue underneath either side, all the way up under there, squeezed it down really good with a squeegee, got it leveled out, and then put a weight on it so it would hold it down. At least now when the ball goes over it, it's not going to either sound like it's going down a rough road or like the Dukes of Hazzard jumping over ramps. Then I'm going to get busy. I'm going to finish touching up this playfield. I only have this little area here left to do. I get it all touched up, and then I can wax her down real good. Started doing a little bit of waxing up top here just to see how it was going to come out, and it looks like it's going to come out pretty good. I think like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm not shooting for perfect. I want it to just be a very good playable game. So I'll get some of this stuff touched up, and we'll come back and take a look and see how I'm doing. Yeah, I ordered these little syringes in. I really used that little one mainly. Filled it up with some wood glue. That's what I used to put under it. As you can see, I got a whole bag of them here. So I'm sure this isn't going to be the only one that I'm going to run into that I need to re-glue a little bit of the playing field back down. But it works. Not going to get it perfect, but It'll do. Okay, well, I got the Playfield as best as I'm gonna get it. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it sure looks a heck of a lot better than what it was. I got all my little areas here touched up. I'm gonna clean a little bit of paint off of that, but doesn't look too bad. Still a little lumpy, but I did get the worst of the humps down on it, and so it doesn't sound like the ball's running across train tracks. You know, most people would have shit canned this. Now, excuse my French. Would have thrown out the Playfield and parted this machine out, but no, we're gonna fix it up so somebody can enjoy it. Probably set it up here in the shop for a while and until somebody wants to buy it and let people play it. Got my scarab all done. Had a really bad spot right through there, but it's got the paint as close as I could. Matched that up, not too bad. Kind of drew in some of the arrows, got rid of the flashes along the edges. And same with our 2, 3, and 5 times. Now all I'm waiting on is a rubber kit, and then I can start populating the playing field and get it all squared away so we can test it. Well, I've been testing things out to make sure. A little funky. Couple little funky areas that, and light bulbs, of course. But yeah, I got a couple of things going on in the back. This one, we have one there that one display that's not lighting up, not doing anything at all. And that's what we're going to work on next, is working on the electronics on this. See got our sound card, power supply, and a 5-volt and a high voltage. Got our backup lamp driver, solenoid lamp driver, and our MPU. I know a lot of people has been in this. I have this one disconnected for a reason, because I had pulled it out and checked it all out, and I do have one diode bad on that matrix, so hopefully that should be here today, and I can put that in and see if we can get that to light up for us. Soundboard, everything works on the soundboard. At least as far as I can tell, everything's working. But if you see, there's a little capacitor right next to the coil that the top's blowed off of it, and it made a burn on the soundboard because it was flipped over pointing down towards it, and it popped its top. But like I said, it seems like all the sound's working, but I'm going to go ahead and replace all the capacitors and that little capacitor there, and we'll start testing out the lamp boards and all that stuff. So that's where we're at. And like I said, of course, plenty of light bulbs to change. And I got her touched up. Don't beat me up too bad on it, because I know I'm no Rembrandt, but I can touch up a few things. Now, bigger areas, more intricate, no, I'm not going to be able to do any of that. But so let's see what we can get done today.